So, my dears, after a December that was truly rich in tools and skills, I must say we're now in January finally getting around to taking the bull by the horns. Right? We have to get to the root cause. Because despite all that, you can really breathe as much as you want and do meditation and yoga and eat a healthy diet. None of it helps. For all I care, you could put a handpan player next to your bed to sleep better or something like that, right? It's no use if you don't eliminate the root cause, right? You really have to get to the core. And quite often a trauma is actually at the root of the whole thing. Now, many people, when they hear the word trauma, think, oh God, he or she must have experienced something really terrible. That's only partially true, because trauma is not the event itself. Trauma is actually in that moment how your body reacts to that event. In other words, your nervous system was possibly overwhelmed at the moment of the event. It's a physiological trauma, so to speak. That means your nervous system would have simply needed more protection, more security, or perhaps a little help with regulation at that moment. And this silent alarm is then stored. That means as soon as similar situations occur, your body activates this alarm system, this alarm program again, right? And that happens much, much faster than you can think. That's why you can really put two people in the same experience, just speaking hypothetically, and both react completely differently to it. Everyone lives their own reality. That means one person comes out of it completely unscathed and says, yeah, that was nothing, right? And the next person never wants to be put in that situation again. Just as a very simple example, a car accident, right? Nothing worse has to have happened. You might just slide into a ditch because it's a bit slippery and icy outside at this time of year, and there's snow on the ground. One person says, oh, well, it happened. We were lucky. The next one might say, I'll never get into a car again, or I'll never get into a car of this brand again. So your nervous system latches onto something and fixes it in place, even if nothing happened to you physiologically. And as I said, your nervous system reacts to external stimuli much, much faster before your consciousness can even perceive what's actually going on. What can you do? For one, you actually have to identify the event. You have to find out the cause and see what I might have needed a little more of in that moment, and if I can give that to myself today. Can I perhaps give it to myself, or do I maybe need a little help from the outside? So that would be a mini approach to even get into the topic and get started before you just keep breathing mindlessly, because you can't keep doing that forever, right? Because fear always finds new ways in other fields. And at some point, your environment, your reality, has shrunk so much that you no longer know which way is up because you're already up against a wall on all sides. Then you live in a box. Nobody wants that.